And so we are underway from Miami. It is Florida Gulf Coast and the Panthers of FIU. Starting goalie for FGCU today will be Olivia Molina. 6 matches started as Vinoli sends it away on the other side. 2-3-1 record, matching her team's 534 minutes played. 6 goals against, 101 the goals against average, and they're the lineup for the home team that will try and score on Molina. Her opposite number, Itaísa Vinoli, same, starting every single match. And this is pretty much the standard operating procedure lineup for FIU. No big changes. A couple of players who went the full 90, Kim Schneider, Kat Rapp, players who have really found their form, and it seems like that's going to be the key 11 for Jonathan Garber headed in to conference play. Around Olivia Molina on the other side for FGCU, a lot of players as well who have very much found their footing. Grace Paredes, 392 minutes played, coming off 86, a season high in that matchup against FAU. Her and a few other players really getting into form in Boca Raton, so they might be the ones carrying the banner come ASUN play as Vinoli takes it for FIU. Good run just like that. Solis and company push tempo, looking for Villamil, just a little bit too heavy. Mossy just guides it back to Molina, who picks it up for an easy throw. Historically, when Florida Gulf Coast comes to Miami, the games start a little slow as each team feels out the opposition, and then the scoring tends to come fast and furious. Two squads that know each other well. Now, not having played each other in the previous season, perhaps that familiarity goes away just a little bit. We'll see where it winds up. Beautiful turn by Kim Schneider. Lays it ahead. A chance a little in front of Camille Sahiro, who runs it down before the end line. Rapp looking for the crossover. Kat Rapp takes a shot. Molina knocks it down and recovers. Dangerous moments for Olivia Molina and Gulf Coast. But at the end of the day, as long as the ball does not cross the goal line, it's all good. And so we stay at 0-0, but the opening salvo certainly belongs to the hometown Panthers. Jim Blankenship, the head man for Gulf Coast, nearly 3 decades at the helm. 7 NCAA championship appearances. Jonathan Garber, just about a half decade with FIU. Before that with Franklin Pierce. Not a bad idea. FIU targeting Camille Sahiro a lot down that right flank. And after 90 minutes in which the Panthers really tried to force the middle against Miami, now you're seeing play to the boundary. Here's the Gulf Coast answer. Gargiula gets to it in time. Gargiula and Bridges battle. And Reagan Bridges holding serve. The dynamic duo of Reagan Bridges and Delinda Sellen, the biggest reasons why FIU beat Miami. Nellie Nygren with about the deepest possible throw here. The ASUN all-freshman team player last year for FGCU. Useful ball in. Had a lot of air underneath it, though. Villamil pressing a little bit. And she's been known to do. That's part of how she's earned these starts and this extra playing time for Jonathan Garber's team. Working hard. Corcoran left side. Battles Rapp. Corcoran, good ball in. Loose in the area. Vinoli falls on it and makes the necessary play for FIU. Itaísa Vinoli, 513 minutes played coming in for FIU. Goals against average, just 0.7. Conceding 4 with 14 saves. LeBay got to it, and Vinoli will be needed again, losing it, though, beyond the end line. Effort rewarded for Florida Gulf Coast. So first set piece of the day for the Eagles. It comes into corner kick capacity. Ashley LeBay, a Panther killer. She's got assists in 2 different matches against the Panthers. She sends it away. LeBay's ball very low and off the side of the net. So you credit the Eagles for even creating that corner. It was simply through energy and intensity that they did so, forcing Vinoli to make the play right up against the line. But Ita will just send it away. And now the Panthers get to throw it in on the right side of the middle of the pitch from their standpoint. Rocket goes right back to work. Panthers looking for a half switch there with Cat Rapp. And tremendous press. Dwyer pushing pace for FGCU. But the speed of Camille Sahiro will make the difference and stem the tide. It's a Gulf Coast throw-in, but the Panthers get a chance to rally as Camille Sahiro shows effectiveness on both ends of the pitch. Sahiro coming off 83 minutes against the Hurricanes. Coach Garber's tried to use her as sparingly as possible, but one of the players he trusts most when it comes down to it. Beautiful move in. Chippa, the real chance, leaves it off for Kaufman. Right side, cross in, just a little bit behind Larson. Shot on, Vinoli gets just a piece. Corner kick, FGCU, as Courtney Corcoran causing chaos inside. So the first useful ball certainly belonged to FIU, but since then, it's been all Eagles. And Courtney Lehman made it 1-0 going top shelf riser. Heavy ball once again falls harmlessly away. So FGCU generating both of the set pieces in our opening 10 minutes. But one a little too short, one a little too far. So if you're rooting for the team from Fort Myers, you're hoping it's a Goldilocks situation and the next one is just right. Meanwhile, Panthers with a pretty quick build. Working Solis along the left flank. One of the best goal scorers anywhere in America. Run off the ball. Corcoran having an outstanding start to this contest. Mendenhall withstands the effort there. Reese Mendenhall, second team all-WAC when she was at Grand Canyon. And leads this team in minutes played. 530 already. Coach Blankenship extremely excited about what 1-5 brings to the table. FGCU thought about the home run ball, but it was cut out well. Delinda Selling continues to be impeccable on the back line for the Panthers. Rocket, a smidge too heavy, might have had an opportunity there with Sahiro. Still an FIU throw. That one goes up top. Ow. Will the ball hold up? It did. One useful touch. Gargiula sends it in. Nobody to receive on the backside, and the whistle regardless. So an interesting run for Kendall Gargiula. But it'll come back for a Panther throw. Solis looking for Villamil. No one to receive but Lauren Dwyer. Lauren Dwyer coming off 85 minutes played, a season high against Florida Atlantic. A player who's really in the midst of a breakout season for FGCU. Played 433 minutes last year. She's going to blow that out of the water already at about 300. The sophomore stepping up and becoming a big part of what FGCU brings to the table. Again, FGCU really looking for the moonshot in-air through ball. Panthers have had a couple of steady builds. FGCU seeking sudden construction. Both methods can be equally effective, though. The balance of the premium scoring chances in favor of FGCU. Nygren thought about it again. That's the right move. At least have the one touch to be patient. Nothing to be done. So a couple early scoring chances, neither team able to maximize just yet. Our opening 15, pretty much to script. Each team showcases their athleticism and talent, but the breakthrough still left wanting, at least so far. Sahiro leaves it back. Selin and company go to work. Florida Gulf Coast coming off their 7th NCAA tournament bid last year, knocking off Liberty in penalty kicks in the ASUN final. Meanwhile, FIU off to record-wise one of the best starts in program history, and from a statistics standpoint, the best start in program history, bar none. It was at this point a year ago, things started to get difficult for a young Panther team. That was a nice turn. Towards the end of non-con play, some tough goals go in, some tough results get away, and then the conference slate kind of followed that trend. Some opportunity left on the table. No matter what, the Panthers will go into it with extreme confidence. Useful ball in, chance in the area. Molina comes out to clear it. Good aggressive net minding by the freshman, Olivia Molina. Can't have more of a stark contrast there. The freshman, Olivia Molina from Tampa, Florida, who has been extremely busy early on in her career, against Ita Vinoli, the grad student, who already holds a degree from FIU. Studying psychology. Useful thing for a goalie to know, particularly when it comes to the mind games that are penalty kicks. Panthers probe that right boundary. Right place, right time for the FGCU defense. Grace Paradis. Selling another strong tackle for the Panthers. Runs right through, wins her team possession. She was the woman of the match against the Hurricanes. And she is putting together quite a week. Always a tricky thing to get a back. Not only nominated, but awarded a Player of the Week. Just because at this level, the statistics aren't quite there. Coaches know it. People who watch understand it. But in college soccer, we don't have the numbers that tell you just exactly, quantifiably, how good a defender is. But Delinda Sellen would desire and have earned every single bit of that recognition. There she is again. Denying what could have been a solo run. Sahiro, physical play, leaves it ahead for herself. Here's a chance for the Panthers. It's Villamil and Sahiro. Sahiro coming in. Sahiro holding, waiting, takes the shot. It's knocked away by Molina. Panther corner coming. What a brilliant individual effort by Camille Sahiro. Just a beautifully weighted ball on a pass to herself. Molina does a nice job cutting off the angles. Sahiro tries to take it near post. Molina has it. And now we see the opening corner kick for the Panthers. About 20 minutes in. The first set piece opportunity for the hometown team. Ball in, and eerily reminiscent of Florida Gulf Coast's first corner kick. Too much bend on it, and it just winds up off the side of the net. Some subs to note for you, by the way. Bella Diaz is on for Braylon Villamil on the Panthers side of it. Maya Henley-Busan comes on for FGCU. Maya started the last two for the Eagles. As that goes wide, Vinoli will send it away. Trying to be the spark off the bench in this one. But a freshman who's made her impact felt just about immediately. 66 minutes in the last two matches. The high in her young time with FGCU. And even a couple of shots on goal against Corpus Christi. And a rocket. Couldn't quite keep that one in. It's a good job by the Florida Gulf Coast bench. Everybody over there signaling, hey, it went out of bounds. And agreement from the folks with the whistles. Mendenhall has to reposition. And now she sends it in. Panthers moving closer to goal with throw-ins. Any bit of real estate you can get in South Florida is valuable. And so the Panthers will certainly take it, however it comes. It'll be a short-lived bid, though. Right back to Gulf Coast. An odd first 20 minutes. The majority has been what we're seeing right now, constantly switching possession, neither team really able to settle. But there have been brief moments of near instantaneous offense in between these unsettled runs. So you can't say necessarily that this match has been stuck in mid, because it hasn't been. There's been a lot of things like this, though no one on the receiving end intended for Camille Sahiro. Nelly Niagara in the interception for the team in blue. It goes into the hedges, though, so it is a final third throw in for FIU. Things like that, little backline turnovers that lead to this sudden spark offense. A little bit behind Noemi Paquin. Diaz and Paquin not quite on the same page. If Noemi gets that on her foot from just outside the 18, you are probably seeing a ripper of a shot nearly immediately ensuing. One of the tops on this team in shots on goal. The junior wearing number 9, Noemi Paquin, picked up 2 more against the Hurricanes, bringing her total just shy of 15 at this, the conclusion of non-conference play. Oh, beautifully cut out. It's a little give and go cooking. Selling got to it. Cat Rapp will walk all the way back. Eagles still searching for their first road victory here in 2023. 0-2-1. The record for FGCU away from the beach on Florida's west coast. Meanwhile, the Panthers are undefeated here. Laid ahead, a chance, but an aggressive charge by Itaisa Vinoli will deny what could have been 1-0 FGCU. Kendall Gargiula, who leads this team in goals, was right there. But your veteran netminder not afraid to come and clear it, as Vinoli did just that. Sahiro, another couple of useful touches, maintains possession. Paquin sends it ahead. Diaz, a little bit short. Rapp goes down hard. Beautifully weighted ball. Here's a chance for Busan. Flag is up. Busan just a step in front, or she would have gone one-on-one with Vinoli. Busan did score against Corpus Christi. That's where both of her shots on goal this season came from. So this is a player who already knows that feeling of finding twine, and very nearly did it there. Solis hits the turn. Nicole Solis, and FIU plays 4-on-3. Solis could not hit the crossover. Reese Mendenhall showing why this FGCU team has trusted her so much already this season. Paquin plays it ahead. Sahiro. Sahiro comes back to it. Sahiro shoots over the top. Oh, perhaps one too many touches for Camille Sahiro. Came in to an extremely threatening position, puts it on the left foot instead, looks for an upper 90 beauty. It had just a little too much air underneath it. After a couple nice runs by Florida Gulf Coast, the Panthers finding their form. A group that has been so aggressive early on in matches, creating opportunities. That goes the length of the pitch to awaiting Vinoli. was off the side of Rapp's foot. Not exactly the path she wanted. And everything winding up a little off base. That's why Nygren took it away. Sahiro. Couldn't quite win it. Lauren Dwyer. The one with the proper speed. Deny another chance to FIU, at least initially. Rapp sends it in. Seems like she didn't like where that one wound up. Fortunately for her, she'll get another chance. Sahiro. Played in, tried to find Cat Rapp. FGCU around the 18 has been pretty locked down, and now they've got themselves a counterattack. Chippa playing through. Chippa tried to get past 3 different white kits. Selen knocks it down with her head. Still an opportunity for FGCU. Played up. Vinoli has it. Garjula again right in the area next to the FIU goaltender. But that final touch still eluding the Eagles. But it seems like that's where they're comfortable in this match. Allowing FIU to throw their jabs. Eagles searching for the big counterpunch. Try and get up first. We've already played more this year than these two did a year ago. It was 21 minutes in when that match was called due to weather and eventually canceled. Postponed was the official term at the time, but it was never played. So, therefore, canceled. Fortunately, much better result here. No matter who ends up with the result, because we get to actually play soccer this time. Well-timed double right there. Nygren goes down. Intriguing free kick position for FGCU. Nygren and Buisson came in at exactly the right time. And FGCU will have a straightaway crack. Corcoran and Nygren over the ball. It'll be Corcoran going straight to goal and a direct line to Ita Vinoli. Urging your team to settle down. A player who loves to boot it about three-quarter pitch. Has kept it conservative here today. Big collision. And the foul will wind up on Chippa and the Eagles. We go under 15. Neither team on the scoreboard just yet. Sahiro trying to intercede. And to go out for an FGCU throw-in. A tough run of play for the Eagles. Dropping 2 straight, FAU and Appalachian State. However, even in that fantastic run last year, FGCU did drop 6. So still plenty of room to replicate what was a fantastic run to the NCAA tournament. And especially with Liberty no longer in the A-Sun, there is certainly additional opportunity to be had for an extremely veteran unit in Florida Gulf Coast, combined with some interesting newcomers and sophomores stepping into bigger roles. The majority of the lineup we're seeing right now in blue is some combination of those two. A lot of underclassmen finding their form for the team out of Fort Myers. They are buzzing right now. Anytime an FIU player maintains possession and it's not an instantaneous give-off, you're seeing FGCU really press and often bring a straight-up double team. The individual marking has been there for FGCU, but they're not afraid to bring reinforcements from the front or from the back. And it's resulted in some challenging possessions for the FIU Panthers. Lobbed up. If that ball dies, it would be a chance for Busan. It won't. Little risky for Vinoli there. And now it's Bretzer taking off the ball. At a minimum, the Panthers will have a chance to rally. The veteran back, Reagan Bridges. Timely. Oh, and that goes out. That's one FGCU will want back. That high pressing action, that constantly searching for a turnover paid off. And they got that sudden opportunity right by the box, but a little too much gas, goes beyond the end line. And now the Panthers begin their construction through mid. Joaquin. Unable to hold it, and Molina sends it to her teammates on the side, and a round of applause. Don't get to use the hands on the pitch, but when you're standing off to the side, it's encouraged. Rapp. Quickly through the final third, leaves it off, back to her, and the shot is blocked. Kennedy Floyd goes down. Kennedy Floyd just recently into this match. Took a rip, hoping for her 4th goal this season in what would be the initial tally. Well read, but simply not enough blue kits. Floyd came on for Solis, by the way. So FIU changing the direction of their offense. Eden Bretzer came on for Florida Gulf Coast, relieving Caitlin Kaufman. About 10 left in our opening stanza. Each team with an opportunity to completely change the message in the locker room. Can FGCU find something here? The shot just enough by Ita Vinoli to keep it alive. Gargiula forcing the action for FGCU on the doorstep of her third, but Vinoli got just enough. And now let's see if the Gulf Coast Eagles can find that corner. It's just a great start from Paradis. FIU was a little too far down pitch, and it was a clean run for Kendall Gargiula. Now Erica Chippa sends it in for Gulf Coast. Loose in the area, nothing but Panthers there to receive it, at least initially. But Chippa comes in from the corner to get it back. There's the clear from FIU. How about the effort from Erica Chippa? Entering stage left. That's loose in the area as well. Chippa puts it on her feet, and it comes to Vinoli. Didn't matter. There was a whistle anyway. But my goodness, the opportunities mounting here in this final chapter. And a quick break on the field. And so we will step aside here. Just about 8 minutes to go. Panther down on the near side.
There are those moments in life when you know things will never be the same. Choose a university that's as committed to making a real impact as you are.
When a university built by the people gives students the education to excel in the workforce, and local industry provides the opportunities to enhance the lives of citizens, with FGCU driving research and scholarship, we create a community focused on turning ideas into impact. Make a gift today at fgcu.edu/impact. That's fgcu.edu/impact.
And so a tough scene now. The Panthers pretty fortunate from an injury standpoint, but have had to deal with them in years past. And now it seems unfortunately like that'll be the case here. And just kind of a weird fall there for Kennedy Floyd. Pretty visibly shaken up. And Kennedy Floyd, who got off to such an incredible start to this season. Goals in 3 of 4, scoring against Stetson, against Nichols, playing the best soccer of her career. Now down on the pitch for an extended amount of time. A really bad beat. You certainly hope for the best, whether it's a player who plays 1 minute or 90. But particularly for Kennedy Floyd, who is really coming on this year. This just stinks. We step aside here on ESPN+.
There are those moments in life when you know things will never be the same. Choose a university that's as committed to making a real impact as you are.
When a university built by the people gives students the education to excel in the workforce, and local industry provides the opportunities to enhance the lives of citizens, with FGCU driving research and scholarship, we create a community focused on turning ideas into impact. Make a gift today at fgcu.edu/impact. That's fgcu.edu.
So Kennedy Floyd being helped off the field. And our head coach, Jonathan Garber, right with her. And All we can do is hope for the best. A start to the season that had gone so well for FIU in every way. This team riding nothing but good vibes, particularly after a win against the rival Miami Hurricanes. Now have to bounce back after a tough sight. Unsurprisingly, the junior Reagan Bridges, the one at the heart of it, trying to motivate her side to get back into the match. Easier said than done. But Reagan Bridges has been quite possibly the heartbeat of this Panther team. It's the moment she came to campus in Miami. And Vinoli will just send it away. Panther throw in under 10 to go. Does either side have a wonder strike? Or do we decide this thing exclusively in the second 45? Farah El-Tayar, by the way, on relieving Kennedy Floyd. Farah, a player that has had her own injury history at FIU. A player that fully understands what Kennedy Floyd is dealing with right now. Certainly capable of playing for her teammate. Out off Bretzer. Eden Bretzer up to 235 minutes played now this season. She had 225 all of last year. That's what we're talking about, where you have these sophomores coming into their own and having sensational starts to the year. That's Eden Bretzer as well. Notched a shot on goal against FAU. Is coming into that brand new spot as it two-hops into awaiting Vinoli. Useful couple of touches there to save it by Farah El-Tayar. Selin needing to be composed and is finding her backline General Vinoli. Both netminders have been busy. Early on in the year, that was certainly not the case for Itaisa Vinoli. That match against Stetson, 0 saves. The majority of her clean sheets, she pretty much sat back and watched. Nichols had 3 shots on goal. Alcorn and Jacksonville had 1. Paquin moves through. Paquin playing it out wide. Now the return ball in. Nobody to receive. Very much the opposite story for the freshman Olivia Molina. A minimum of 6 saves in every single match. Well defended on the inside. Bretzer, case in point about stepping up. The one who got the decisive touch that allowed the clear. Cyril grabbed. The other football, that would be a holding call. There's no 10-yard advantage here, though. The free kick comes from the spot of the foul. Schneider and Paquin over the ball. It'll be a Schneider whip in. A little more towards the back of the 18, but that's where FIU had numbers. So properly played, just didn't get the header off. Nygren unable to clear. Schneider entering the final third. Schneider takes a shot. Molina secures it. That's the right play. She's done it a couple times. As long as you're positive that you can corral the rebound, you don't have to go for the catch. You can go for the knockdown and grab. That's exactly what Olivia Molina has done. Showcasing resolve in herself and her ability. A hard-earned confidence at that. But Olivia Molina, forged by fire, in one of the most important positions on the pitch. Selin cuts it short again. Even with the whistle, you continue to see the efforts from Delinda Selin. And the foul on Cat Rapp. Molina wanting to come way out. Looking to make this the final sentence in this first chapter. FIU, interesting counter, played ahead, long run for Sahiro, cut out by Nelly Nygren. Eagles get a chance to rally thanks to the elite cardio and fitness. The sophomore Nelly Nygren. Panthers right back on the front foot. Left that short for El Tayar. Cut out by Bretzer. Diaz plays it through. Paquin amidst two. Paquin trying to get it off her foot. Paquin races towards the end line. Cross in, corner kick, Panthers. About 60 ticks. And FIU gets a set piece. Paquin sends it in. Well played. First touch belongs to the Panthers. Bridges' shot blocked by Bretzer and cleared. Reagan Bridges scored the first goal of her career off a corner kick, and she went for a second one there. Unsettled ball hopping around mid. FGCU looking for the turn. Here's Busan quickly down the right flank. Busan plays in, denied by El Tayar. Once again, the whistle, and this time it is because the clock hits 0. FGCU ready, and half 2 is underway from Miami. Eagles tried to go in the air right away. There was one brief touch there for Paradis, but we'll go back to mid here. FGCU trying to break the 2-game skid. The Panthers are unbeaten since August 27th. Just talking about those SEC matchups. That was a trip to Starkville, take on Mississippi State. Since then, the Panthers have not lost. Draws and wins only. A draw, to be specific. Played in right wing, one hop to Molina. Rocket knocked it down. Panthers go back to that base 11 they started the match with, including the return of Solis. Nicole Solis inside the 18, runs it down just in time. The turn via Meal, plays it up. Paquin chipped it, and a little bit of miscommunication. Still loose in the area via Meal, shot blocked. Secondary clearance. Panthers still trying to reclaim. They do on the backside. Here's Noemi Paquin. Paquin lofts the ball in, and that is how the threat comes to an end. Nearly a huge start to half number one for the FIU Panthers. Olivia Molina goes hard into a teammate via Meal with a great read. Paquin's shot crosses him up, but Nygren and Molina do enough to get rid of it, and then that caught more of Delinda, but the follow-up block there regardless. Still the best sustained opportunity of the match, and it comes just a couple of minutes into half two, and it does so for FIU. Panthers wanted to go fast, perhaps too quick. Good play ahead. Couple of useful touches. Rebuffed, though, by Lauren Dwyer. Lauren Dwyer, 47 minutes and counting. She's played well. She's coming off of 85, a season high against FAU. And if she continues this run of play, she may get that opening full 90 of her campaign. Nice little piece right there. One other note for the folks watching in the 305, the Dolphins hold on, win it 36-34. The battle of Tua Tagovailoa and Justin Herbert goes to the Miami guy. And now the FIU fans in attendance and watching with us here on ESPN Plus, hoping it's a full-on Miami weekend. Oh, Paquin, a beautiful move through, but that second touch was just a little bit too heavy. If that ball sticks on her foot, she is uncontested and into goal. Noemi Paquin, one brief glimmer away from a bona fide scoring chance. Schneider leaves it off. Panthers begin the build from mid. Paquin couldn't get by Nygren. Nellie Nygren having a nice game. Nellie Nygren at about 50 minutes. She's gone full 90 before and is cruising that way again. Schneider trying to win it amidst three blue kits. Simply didn't have the numbers. Rapp and Bridges combined for the denial at mid. Run far side. Panthers taking their time. Another nice crossover move. Whipped it into the box. Sent away. Reese Mendenhall jolly on the spot for FGCU. That one goes straight into the FIU bench. Heads up. Villamil. Interesting first touch. Tough battle. And it's taken away again by Lauren Dwyer. How about this for Lauren Dwyer? We mentioned it earlier, but last year, a little over 400 minutes played, but has so very clearly taken that sensational second step in her sophomore year. And now here is the counter. Kaufman pushing pace. Tough run. Gargiula got to it in time. Gargiula looking across. Center stage. FGCU will take its time. Mendenhall looking to set up that give and go. Corcoran denied. Kim Schneider, the difference maker for the Panthers. Sahirul. So good at that lofty touch to herself. Sahirul near the end line. Sahirul was hoping to pick out Braylon Villamil, but FGCU saw that coming. Braylon Villamil, important in the late stages. It was her run inside the 18 that made the entire difference against the Miami Hurricanes. She was fouled from behind. The penalty kick went in. And a 1-0 victory for FIU. Oh, Villamil, nice. Villamil across the face of goal. Just a fun dribble, and then shields it with her foot to deny the tackle. But a really difficult shooting lane to work with, and properly channeled by FGCU. Bretzer. And nothing doing. Back the other way we go. About 10 minutes gone by in this half. Both teams with opportunities, more of them belonging to FGCU. Panthers have made their hay so far, attacking early on in each half. But the Eagles dictating tempo and tenor thus far. Taylor Thomas, by the way, came into this match. She'll be the number 7 you see in blue. So Taylor Thomas, 16 minutes against FAU. One of the players who's still working her way in and to maintain. Did play a lot against High Point, including starts against High Point and USF. But that chemistry experiment that happens early on in the year, see some players get a ton of playing time and others having to change their roles a little bit. It's always a balancing act. But it's one that Gulf Coast has done exceptionally well. Nice ball in. Solis trying to turn the corner, taken off. In the battle of the 21s, Hinkson gets it done for FGCU. Hinkson, very much the opposite story. She doesn't leave the pitch very much. Since she came in from Pitt, she's been a mainstay. Mendenhall, same is true for her since she came from Grand Canyon. She came up to try and play the attacking position there. So Mendenhall not back, but Nygren is. Nygren will have to be careful, and she does afford FIU a deep throw in the final third. It was about the only option that Nelly had left. You'd rather a throw than a corner. Braylon, first touch, patient with it and bringing it back. Panthers will value this opportunity here. Right side of the field from their standpoint. Solis breaking toward the middle. Mendenhall in phase the entire time. Sahiro turning, leaving. Denied by Bretzer, who clears. Panthers go right back after a fortunate hop. FIU has numbers. Villamil loose inside the 18. Chipa's tackle making the difference. And now Sahiro's got to win the race. She did. FGCU still looking for that quick one. All three offsides calls in this match are against the Eagles. A testament to the tempo they're trying to run and the style of play that has behooved them to this point. Beautiful turn by Rapp, finding Schneider. Schneider, a little bit too far in front. Faral Tayar had the opportunity for FIU. Olivia Molina urging her side forward. Another look. Panthers got that quick counterattack. Farad timed the run up well. But an extremely heavy ball simply goes beyond the end line for a goal kick. Chippa through neutral and a rocket. Briefly halting play. Panthers sliding around everywhere, but they can't win the ball. Aggressive tackles, properly timed. But FGCU withstanding a couple of bids. And there is the takeaway for FIU. Two on three. Long run. Rapp has had to come a ways. Rapp shoots and it one hops to awaiting Olivia Molina. Cat Rapp capable of the spectacular. Nearly had something unreal against Miami. But that is an exhausting task. Basically coming full pitch and then tightly marked to be able to get anything off. That's a lot to ask. About half an hour left in these proceedings. Certainly neither side devoid of chances. A good job to avoid the critical backline turnover for the Panthers. Both goalies have done what they needed to do, and the majority of the shots have been pretty easy to corral. There's a physical run. Whistle comes on Natalie Nygren. And we have already seen this, unfortunately, today. And now again, a couple of Panthers have been shaken up. And so we'll step aside. An injury, unfortunately, our second in Miami.
9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Vintage Y2K. Yes.
Oh, retro Samsung. Very impressive.
You think so?
At AT&T, it's worth a new Samsung Galaxy Z Flip 5. Any year, any condition. Even that condition.
Are you missing your favorite sports? It's a huge weekend on ESPN with college football, U.S. Open tennis, and Monday Night Football. Get back in the game with ESPN on Hulu Plus Live TV.
Yeah, I'm kind of in between opportunities at the moment.
Question: how do you instantly earn approval? ESPN Fantasy Football.
But I am the commissioner of my fantasy football league.
Impressive.
Thank you.
3, 2, 1. You're back.
Just a brutal sequence for any team. Couple of players now shaken up pretty badly. We haven't seen Kennedy Floyd since she was down. And now again, the Panthers having to deal with injury. And Cat Rapp having to be helped off as well, just unable to put anything on that right leg. It was this collision. Rapp and Nygren. And Cat Rapp got the worst of the exchange. The Panthers do get the free kick. The whistle was against Nellie Nygren. Bakin runs over. Schneider sends it into the 18. We're underway. It's headed away by Lauren Dwyer. Camille Sahiro, who had briefly gone off, will come back in for Cat Rapp. And the Panthers will have a corner kick. Bakin. Huge ball into the area. Bridges tried to make the argument for a second corner, but that argument will fall on deaf ears. Mendenhall. Denied by Rocket. Bakin. Can she chase that touchdown? No. Sahiro closest to it, though. FGCU possession. Both teams, again, starting conference play after this. It'll be a little bit sooner for FGCU. ASUN play begins on Thursday. They will go to North Florida. A team that, as we mentioned in the out-of-town scoreboard at halftime, winners today. Meanwhile, for FIU, they will host UTEP September 17th, a UTEP team that had a tough run of it today. So there's your momentum for each opponent headed into the conference opener. But as for these two, it's still TBD. Miscommunication, and it's fired straight out for a throw. Looking for the offside. Vinoli corrals it. Caitlin Kaufman timed it up that time. And so one of the primary obstacles for FGCU removed with the 3 offside whistles. But a heavy ball got away. Still, threat not done yet. Vinoli needed right there. Chippa sends Solis down, and that warrants a foul. And a word of warning as well for Erica Chippa. Quickly whipped into the box. Vinoli on the spot. So Vinoli here in this last 10-minute segments had to grab probably 3 or 4 times the magic soccer ball, but none of them particularly difficult. Still, Gulf Coast continuing to ask questions. That's warded off. FGCU throw-in. Best consistent run of play for FGCU. Mendenhall looks like she's going to load up and try and send this inside the 18. Close to it. Picked out Kaufman. Kaufman warding it off. Kaufman sends it out for a goal kick. Off the head of Bretzer. So an effective goal kick by Binoli. Again, still leaving a little bit shorter than she usually does. FIU normally fairly aggressive off of those. But obviously a strategic adjustment from Jonathan Garber and this staff. Hoping to corral a little bit more possession, especially against a Gulf Coast team that doesn't need the ball at their feet for very long in order to be incredibly influential on a contest. That's a foul on Braylon Villamil. Dwyer's ball quickly into the final third. Panthers intercede and play ahead. Back and forth here in the middle. FIU started building momentum early this year. Go all the way back to spring. The Panthers went 5-0, including a 1-0 victory against Miami, which would turn out to be prophetic as they would defeat the Hurricanes in the part of the season that counts by the exact same margin. Now 5-1-1, protecting a 3-week unbeaten streak and trying to show Conference USA that selection in the middle of the pack, while respective of a growing program, may have undersold what this team is capable of. Wrap. Watching on is Rocket. Gets ready to deliver. Hopefully see Cat Rapp or Kennedy Floyd at some point. But the latter of which feels a bit unlikely, having played just 7 minutes. Rocket. Had a chance on the follow-up. And now necessary defending. Chippa to the end line goes down. FGCU looking for a foul and a Rocket, though, doing the job again. A welcome infusion to this Panther team that, for the most part, is utilizing the same core they have for the last couple of years. That was that youth movement building for Jonathan Garber's team, but the LSU transfer in Anna Rocket has been huge. Sustained pressure here from the Eagles. And they'll use the full middle of the pitch to try for this construction. Eagles playing up, hoping for the initial tally. Long ball sent. Few hops in to awaiting Vinoli. Caitlin Kaufman, the closest Eagle in the area. Eagles will take their time on a throw. After just coming into the game, Kennedy Yan nearly taking it away. And in fact, doing just that with a foul on FGCU. For Kennedy Yan, about 100 minutes played. Joining the effort for the Panthers. Shinatsu Kayo also in for FIU. The player with starting experience this year for the Panthers. Jan played it in, and it's cut out by Lauren Dwyer. The anticipation by Lauren Dwyer has been one of the monumental difference makers in this contest. Nygren will whip it in from mid. The way both goalies are playing, it really feels like one tally will be a decisive one if either team can find it in the next 20 minutes. So the counter to that would be both these teams are capable of scoring really fast. Kayo had some interesting touches there. And Shinatsu Kayo plays behind. Cut out quick. Grace Paradis. Panther still on the ball thanks to Rocket. Solis turning. And sending it back. Most sustained possession time in the final third for the Panthers in a while. And this recent run of play has really favored the Eagles, and, well, here it will again. Bretzer lobs it in. It had enough air under it. The shot blocked by Vinoli. Kendall Garjula tried for the half chip. Follow-up goes! Erica Chippa strikes for FGCU. Her third of the season. And the reigning ace son, all freshman team player, is off to a sensational start to her sophomore year. It's a great ball in to start it. Garjula got the piece, but the rebound came way out. And Chippa from the 18 lets it fly, bends it perfectly, and Erica Chippa may have decided this game, but still plenty of time left, 18 minutes. And now the Panthers will have to go goal hunting. So an already aggressive Panther side will ratchet up that intensity even more. We told you at the beginning of the match, it is always tight when these two get together. Oh, Solis played it ahead, but it's a little too heavy. Olivia Molina sweeps up for FGCU. Another look at perhaps the difference maker. 1, no. 2, yes. It was the third shot in that run of play. It started with Gargiula as that's grabbed by Vinoli. And the finish for Chippewa. She had 3 goals last year en route to that third-team selection. She's matched it before conference play started, and that's a deflection off Reagan Bridges. So now Florida Gulf Coast a chance to follow it up with a corner kick. Set pieces have had 0 part of our proceedings so far. Useful high ball. Bretzer sent it in. First cutout belongs to Camille Sahiril. Panthers thinking counterattack. Nellie Nygren, the only one there. No relief valve yet for FIU. Can Paquin provide it? Not so. Mendenhall will continue to apply the pressure. The longer the ball is on this end of the pitch, the more things will obviously favor FGCU. Hallmark ready for play. Panthers whip it in. 9 shots on goal for the Eagles to just 5 for the Panthers. That 5's an okay number in isolation, but next to 9, well, you see the difference on the scoreboard. Total shots, also 9 for FGCU, 6 for FIU. A 100% shooting efficiency for Florida Gulf Coast. That will get the job done, especially as you near double digits. 2/3 of this half gone by. And everything completely changed in the 73rd with Erica Chippa off the right foot to the bottom right of goal. Now here's another chance. Usan, a diving grab by Vinoli. 9th save for Ita Vinoli. Previous season high was 6. That was only eclipsed by 10 against FAU back in 2021. So Ita Vinoli may be on the cusp of a career day, but not in the way that you would hope, as the Panthers have seen an unrelenting attack in half number 2 from the visiting Eagles. And FGCU not just sitting back and waiting. Gargiula, the hard charge, earns her team a throw-in deep in the final third. Mendenhall will send it in. Gargiula One touch out. Panthers an unsettled ball that can provide some value. Vinoli on the grab. Kaio puts everything behind it. Finds Solis behind the defense. Nicole Solis, a chance for the Panthers. Solis, the follow-up is blocked and cleared. What a job by Elena Hinkson. Oh, one of the best goal scorers in the country was coming in uncontested. And the Eagles rallied. The sophomore Hinkson looking like anything but. Now here's the counter. Busan. Take her time. No hurry here for FGCU. Heavy intended for Bretzer. Another look at maybe FIU's best chance to equalize. A wonder ball into Solis. Solis holding, maybe waited a little too long. And then Braylon Villamil's follow-up was blocked. Perhaps one touch too many, though. It's tough to judge when it's coming at you that fast. Nicole Solis had the game winner. It was a penalty kick against the Hurricanes, which proved to be her 8th goal of the season. Number 9 was a matter of feet away. Deborah Bianaime in the game. She runs left wing. She just came in for Shinatsu Kaio about a minute ago. Interesting ball in, but a lot of gas. Rocket and Schneider. Another strong tackle. Erica Chippa on both ends of the pitch. Valuable contributions. Intercepted by Mendenhall. Chippa entering play was off a season low. Not so today. She's earned every bit. $80 and counting. And that'll be a clear result of tinkering season for FGCU. Things are better when Chip was on. Russell goes down, but FGCU maintains possession. Strong tackle. Panthers don't have to go full speed, don't have to rush recklessly. But things like that don't necessarily help. This takes time, and time is no longer an ally for FIU. You get a free kick, needing to push ahead quickly. Schneider, useful ball ahead, knocked away by Lauren Dwyer. No answers for 2-0 in blue, and a strong stick on the other end, Courtney Corcoran. Bridges, shielding well. But FGCU will be content to do that all day. Just press, keep it on this end, and afford no opportunity for advance. Eagles, to their credit, not parking the bus, continuing to kill time, following the old adage, offense is the best defense. The ball is extremely unlikely to equalize on this side of mid-pitch. A 2-match losing streak and a tough road trip to Miami had FGCU potentially in a difficult spot with ASUN play less than a week away. But the Eagles have answered and are now on the doorstep of going into the most important slate off a quality win. Meanwhile, for FIU, they won't be daunted by this. It is just their second loss of the year. It's still going into CUSA play at 5-2-1. Light years ahead of where a young Panther team had been before. But that doesn't mean they don't want this goal right here. Across in, loose in the area. Villamil can't get to it. Still a lot to celebrate for FIU in the first half of the season. Rocket has to retreat. More valuable time off the clock. And the Panthers will be patient. Understandably valuing possession, but it is a fine line when you only have 5 minutes, 47 seconds to work with. Bianaime plays ahead. First touch, skitters off the foot. And Bretzer ensures it. Had been a physical match, but booking free until now. Bianaime went down. And the opening yellow is on Lauren Dwyer. That is her first this season. And does not diminish one bit what has been an outstanding performance by the sophomore from Kingston, Mass. Free kick at the entrance to the final third. Paquin puts a charge into it. Header on, and Molina makes a diving grab. How about this for the freshman at the helm of the FGCU defense? A late chance to equalize. Molina goes full horizontal and takes it away. Misfire on the clearance bid, though. Still FGCU on it. Erica Chippa again. It was Reagan Bridges. This here is proving to be even more of a target on those set-piece opportunities. Here's another look at it. Paquin, beautifully lofted. Bridges gave it a good ride, but Molina read it perfectly. Panthers not done yet. Molina scoops that one up as well. Villamil didn't have much of a shot angle, but especially against a freshman, take your chance. See what they can do. And the answer to this point, at every single questionable juncture, has been Molina's got it. In the win against USF, Molina had 12 saves. So she probably won't get there in this match. Won't be a new career high for the freshman, but she has been outstanding. And much like in that USF match, it may prove to be in a winning effort. Garjula back on, relieving Busan. This might be the final bit of construction for the Panthers. Back line, all up, except for Delinda Sellen. Beautiful crossover. Creates the chance via Meal, warded off the ball. Atlanta Hinkson has been the difference maker inside the 18 these last 10 minutes. And she'll lock in another full 90. So will Dwyer, Corcoran, Mendenhall, Chippa. FGCU seemingly has found their core. And despite 2-3-1 coming in, the Eagles will no doubt be a threat in the A-Sun once again. Solis. Cut out by Mendenhall. Chippa there is the backup. About the addition of Reese Mendenhall, the transfer from Grand Canyon. She'll go full 90 in 6 of 7 following the conclusion of this match, and her talents might be needed one more time. The Panthers manufacture a corner in the dying embers. Joaquin provides service. This may very well be the last bit to potentially decide the match. Joaquin's ball into the area. Header comes out wide. And it'll go all the way out for a throw. It's still with the Panthers. Joey got that ball over quick. Panthers still took their time on the throw. The Emil stumbles, and it is rejected by Lauren Dwyer. FIU still with it. About a minute left. Sellen coming up from the defensive position to try and facilitate. Lofts one. Dwyer got to it. Threat's not done yet. Panthers have the all-out blitz on in the final stages. Gulf Coast looking for the clearance. They've got it. So some temporary relief. And now FGCU comes into an attacking position. A great sliding tackle. But now the Panthers are going to have to go the length of the pitch in about 30 seconds. This is where the big boot of Vinoli makes a big difference. Schneider playing ahead. Nobody there to receive it. Nygren just kicks it out for a throw. Panthers going as fast as they can via Meal. Sends it out. Goal kick. And the Eagles of FGCU break the skid and go into conference play. Winners in Miami. The team that